Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Hey, I just found something out. Anyone in the chat, you would have seen me. I was in there hanging out with you guys, and I saw it said waiting for Michael Banker. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? No, in StreamYards it says I've got a minute left. Could I think I've just cracked the code, cracked the case. The reason why Mo has been on my back all this time because he's saying I'm late. No, StreamYard says I'm right on time. Blue, can you believe this? Blue's
That
just
I'm
figuring out
muted?
his mic.
Yes, I can believe that you're late.
No, I haven't been late. Well, I've been late on YouTube, but StreamYard's different story. So there's a disconnect. This is a revolution. I think I've cracked the code. So that means if I want to start directly when it says, waiting for Michael Bancroft on YouTube, that means I've got to start a minute early on StreamYards, and I will never be late again if I can get that to work.
Well, if you just have a YouTube window open, you can watch and obsess and all the other
But I have
things you do.
so many tabs open already that Shane says likely story, mate. It's true. How long have I been doing this now? 7 months, 8 months. I just found that out.
I try not to think about time down here in the basement.
Yeah,
and how long I've been here.
You get no sunlight, so it'd just be cruel and unusual punishment.
I'm sort of
Leroy,
turning into a Morlock.
Yeah. Do you have any scales on your neck yet?
A few. Yeah, a few.
Yeah, it happens. Leroy's in the chat, and he said, Patrick Thomas Parnell, why is he here? Why is he slumming with Bancroft? He's way too good to be on this show. Well,
as true as that
you,
is,
Leroy, he's right there. Look, and he's even going to get pole position. Patrick, how you going?
Good. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. Hey, it's your birthday today.
Actually yesterday, but
yesterday.
Close.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You
sure
made it
you
around
just
the sun
turned,
one more
what,
time.
21?
What's that?
You just turned 21?
22.
22. Oh, well, still a young man.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like we always kind of like miss each other when I'm trying to like get something going with you. You're in bed, or it's like we're on opposite sides of the world or something.
Feels like it sometimes. It really does. I've got all the crazy posters behind me. You've got the purple lighting. We just come from two different worlds. It's you stream. I think last time it was 4 a.m. for me.
Oh, right.
Which I have been known to get up and start drawing that early sometimes if I'm feeling particularly like I've been slacking. But I don't know about getting up at 4 a.m. to stream.
Yeah. What time do you usually go to bed?
Oh, anywhere between 9 and 10.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I found that if I stay up late, I'm not that productive. I start to the mind wanders.
Mm-hmm.
I start to go on Twitter a bit more. I'm looking for YouTube videos to kind of put on the side. And then I realize I'm just watching YouTube instead of being productive. But when I get up in the morning, early, something about it is just, I'm in the zone. I'm ready to draw, and I can just put in 4 or 5 hours straight,
It's very interesting because, it's like just hearing people's habits, different illustrators and designers. It's like I don't even feel like I can get productive until after 10 p.m.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yeah, I know. I was always a night owl, but I know since I started the comic, I just figured out I just had to crack the code.
Yeah,
and this is how my body works.
Actually, like what I got, just to kind of since I'm my own boss now, I got like this stopwatch, and I try to make sure I clock in as many hours a day as I can. So it's like as soon as I sit down at the desk, I hit click on it, and I'm just trying to I'm trying to
start doing that.
I'm trying to monitor how many hours. I'm like, holy shit! I only worked 2 hours today.
Yeah, something tangible, so you don't just start making excuses for yourself.
No, exactly, because
as you do in your mind.
Because I'm unaware, really, So
yeah. Hey, let's say hello to some people who've shown up in the chat. We got Hockey here, Leroy, as I mentioned. He says be better. He says he better.
He
Be
better.
better with your trolling, Leroy. Be better. He says he'll hold me responsible. I'll never hear the end of it. He's talking about getting you to 500. Apparently,
Right
we
on.
need to get you to 500 tonight.
I think it'll happen. Like we're super close.
Yeah, just 4 people. Just
Yeah,
four
yeah.
people.
That's a very interesting number for us because that's kind of like the goal that we had. When we started the campaign. Comparing to what we did last time, we weren't looking at dollar signs per se. We were looking at backers. Like how many backers do we want to get?
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I look at now too, because some of these campaigns vary so wildly, especially people who've got a few under their belt. They have a lot of back issues to sell. They might have some more merch. The merch pumps up the average order value. So yeah, backer numbers is what it's all about. You got to grow the backer numbers.
Yeah.
Shane Burgess is here. He says, "G'day." Mo Biggs is in the house. Fantastic. Antoine Dennison says, "Hello all." To anyone who I'm missing in the chat, I'm sorry I can't go back any further. These days, Patrick, we've got, I call it the Bogan Discord. Are you familiar with Bogans?
No.
Bogans are like it's sort of like an Australian hillbilly or a redneck, but it's become a very affectionate term. Like we embrace our boganness, and one of the uses of the term is cheap. Like you can do something on the cheap. That's like a bogan version of it.
Yeah, that's cheap. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Exactly. There you go. So I'm like, for instance, we can't get Gemini mailers here, so I'm just sticking cardboard together to make a bogan mailer.
What's that store you guys have over there called Cheap as Chips?
Yeah, Cheap as Chips.
Yeah, is that like a little Walmart type store?
No. I mean, that's just a saying. We probably do have a store. I mean, I'm guaranteed.
Oh, okay,
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Cheap as Chips. But anyone says, oh, look at that, cheap as chips. And chips are like you go to a fish and chip shop, and it's you can get $2 worth of chips, although probably not as much these days. $2 probably won't get you much. But that's kind of the cheapest thing to get.
I was watching some Australian TV shows with my wife, and that was something that we kept on hearing pop up. Cheap as chips.
People have said to me, I need to stop trying to say American things while on the stream. I should embrace my Aussiness. Like instead of saying the toilet, I should call it the dunny.
Yeah, of course. That sounds much better.
I think so too. I've been saying things like sweater instead of jumper. It's because every time I say one of these things, I say the Australian thing, people laugh at me, but then I realize, oh no, people like to laugh at me. People get a kick out of laughing at me. So
I think you should ham it up,
I'll do a Steve Irwin show. Right. So we got a Jim Cox in the house, and
like you're making a joke of it, but I think people would respond.
I don't think I could keep it up though. I need to.
A few beers under it's like start off kind of a little, and then you kind of build to it.
Leroy has decided to kick off the show by just sending me $3.17. Does anyone know the significance of that number? Thank you, Leroy. Thank you very much for $3.17 US. I mean, that's a lot of money here in Down Under. But I don't know why he chose that exact number. Maybe he'll tell me down below. Who else is here? We got Hockey in the house. Hockey. Hang on a sec. Hockey. Are you familiar with How to Draw Comics, Clayton Barton?
Yes,
Patrick. Hockey does little cartoons, and he did one up of Corey, Rob. Oh look, there's Leroy there as well, and there's Todd's Truth in there too. Here's a little cartoon that he did. He said, "Where's Clayton?" Rob's asking with his Rob Hawk. Far out. He said he was gone fishing, and here's Clayton here caressing an octopus, saying, "Let me be your octo daddy." We were on this probably seems like far out field for you, but we were on the I think it was like a 12-hour stream to launch Replicator 3.
And that sounds Clayton,
awful. Clayton, who's usually very straight laced. If you've ever been on the show with Clayton, he's usually the the straight man. He started on this thing about how sensual it is when octopuses reach out with their tentacles, and it's a very sensual experience for the divers, and he would not stop about it. It went on and on and on, and we were just roasting the hell out of him, Leroy and I, and Corey.
Well, this makes a lot more sense now.
Well, it even got to the point where Corey, of all people, was telling Clayton to calm down and be more normal.
I think
So there you
Clayton
go,
needs
Hockey.
to know that in the middle of an octopus, underneath, in the middle of all the tentacles, is a very hard beak.
Yes. Yeah, Clayton is about to get a rude awakening here, kind of alien style. So Clayton's a freak. We never knew.
That's pretty crazy. A 12-hour long stream just on one channel?
Yeah. This is the new thing, don't you know? Now people have been doing 24-hour streams, although they break them up in half. So he had this is for Rob. So Rob was jumping around channel to channel, while Corey and Clayton and a bunch of others were kind of holding the fort over at How to Draw Comics, and it was just it descends into kind of anything goes, as you can see, immortalized here by Hockey in the chat. This is Hockey here in the chat who did this, who's telling me to get the hell out of Victoria, which is my state. We still, oh my God, we're 12 minutes in. I still haven't said hello to everyone. I apologize, everyone. We must acknowledge the chat here. Chris Oak. Who else? Black Rose Comics is here.
Hi, chat.
Hi, chat. Poland is here in the chat. Great to see you, Poland. Who else? We've got Oliver, Mighty Colorist from 656 Comics. We've got DJ2K in the house. He says, hail. Scrolling. Who else? We got VIP is here. Great to see you. The great Felix Haas already dropping links. Fantastic.
Is Lama
Todd's
Gigante
Truth,
over here?
the
yet?
man from the cut. Who was that? Sorry, Blue. Did you say something, Blue? No. Okay. Todd's Truth in the cartoon. Eric McIntyre. He says hello, Pete. It's great to see you, Eric. I don't know if we've seen you before. Thank you for coming.
Lots of familiar people out there.
Yeah. This is why I love saying hi to the chat. Like, it's always, you get obviously a lot of familiar faces, but then you get to meet some new people. Say hello. K Manifesto. I saw what chat was I hanging out with in yesterday with K Manifesto. He gets around. Gusto's here. Harry Bergeron. Is that the same Harry Bergeron who does the video game? It must be. It probably is.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you.
I'm not sure what his name is on here.
I played that trailer of your. If it is you, I mean, I presume it is Harry Bergeron. How many of them are going around Comicsgate? Have you seen that trailer?
Oh yeah,
Patrick. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
I remember watching the initial ones, and as these games are getting developed, obviously things look a bit janky and disconnected. But in that trailer, it was all seamless. It looked really, really professional.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like his. I mean, his city looks great. And I'm not sure what engine he's using, or what couple engines he's using, but it's seamless and it looks really professional.
It said Unreal Engine. So I mean, I don't know if that's like the main thing, but I know that's a thing that they use now to do that hyper realistic, like backgrounds and stuff. They use the Unreal Engine on Mandalorian. I don't know if you've seen that, man. It's so cool what they're doing on TV shows now. Instead of doing green screens, they have an LED full 360 screen behind them. So they just literally have a screen, and the way the camera moves, it kind of moves with the screen in the background, so it all sync together.
Oh,
and
interesting.
That way the reflection, and you need it for the Mandalorian because he's got all that metal on him.
Yeah.
The reflection is all real. They don't have to touch it up. Whereas before, when they had green screen and you had metal, it would be green. They would have to, color that out. Stefani Renee is here. Amma, great to see you. Who else? This is fantastic. Thank you all so much for coming. Adega Outlaw, Eric von Stugel. He said, shh, you think people weren't meant to speak on these things? I don't know what you're talking about, Eric, but thank you so much for being here. Oh my goodness, a lot of people in the house. We're just going to have to say, Hal the chat, Hal everyone, thank you so much for being here. He does say Unreal Engine. Let's just quickly take a look at that because I think that is a really cool, a really cool game. Oh, just one sec. Amit says, "Do you have a PO box?" No, but I am in the process of getting one, so that is happening. I will be posting that up soon. Sounds like Amit may want to send me something. That would be cool. But yeah, let's take a look at this game. I've just got it loaded up in a video. Just everyone check out to see what we're talking about here. He does say it is Unreal Engine. Here it is, the video game Hero Potential.
Only you can stand between an evil rogue AI and the rest of humanity. Hero Potential is a 4-player co-op superhero survival shooter. Cecil, the Jawbreakers, and Cyberfrog. All these heroes are available in the first 2 official downloadable content releases, and both are available at launch. Back this project today to bring the fight for humanity to life. Hero Potential is only available on Indiegogo.
You might have noticed there, Harrison, that I cut up your trail a little bit just for time. I hope you don't mind, because I think it was like 2 minutes long or something.
I was wondering. I was like, that's a shortened version of that.
Yeah. I tried to get them down to. I try and get them down to 30 seconds to play on.
Yeah,
the
so
show.
you can just have them in your clips.
Yeah. I've got them in my brand area there.
Yeah, it's good.
I've been trying to play some trailers at the end of the show. Spirits Car says, Blue is no Ed McMahon. Ooh, shots fired. Where's Albino Thunderbuns when you need him? Joe is unfortunately sick today, guys. He's feeling under the weather, so he won't be joining us tonight. Sorry for all you Joe Albino Thunderbun fans. I know there's a lot out there. Michael Bancroft, show your wrestling toys. Leroy is too scared to ask you. I suppose I could do that. You're a massive toy guy, right, Patrick?
Yeah, I dabble.
You more than dabble. Hang on a sec. Eric says that is so cool. I guess he's talking about the video game. It is really cool.
Yeah, the game looks awesome.
It is a bit unstable. You're right, Antoine. It's we're already 18 minutes in. Well, try and mix it up a little bit. I don't know. Let me hang on. I'll share this again. I'm going to show something here. This.
Oh,
here's a guy saying, "I'm a little bit of a dabbler." I mean, either you're a dwarf or that is a massive He-Man figure.
Yes, my wife got that for me for my birthday. And what's fun about this?
You've got a whole bunch of toys in the background there.
Yeah. I've got some rare Chinese G.I. Joes up there at the top, and then some OG figures below. See Voltron. See a GoBot over there. The Ghostbuster house is by my left hand. Oh yeah, like Leroy loves He-Man. So what's funny about this figure? If people are looking at and wondering why it's different colors. Back in the 80s when they had to do these tests of these molds, they would just run with whatever color was in the machine. So they would just just use whatever random color they had. So they had kind of these random colored test shots of figures. So what Mattel did here was they made some giant size tests, kind of looking like test shots. But it's just kind of a fun little thing to put on the wall.
And I saw you got a bunch of you've put up photos of a bunch of your different little well, they're not little glass stands that you have with all your figures in it and everything.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I saved them, but here's your Johnny Phantasm birthday cake.
That's right. Yeah.
Is it?
Yep. And again, another awesome present from my wife.
As Spirit Scar is wondering if Blue is so wounded that he's muted himself in shame. No, he's getting food. He let us know in the private chat. Skip Edwards is saying, Leroy, you're very welcome. I'm going to pull him out. You just.
Oh yeah. So what do you got over there?
Hang on. I just got to scoot over a little bit. They're actually down here. I thought they were there.
They need to be up and displayed for all of us to see.
Yeah, I know, but there's so many of them.
That's no excuse.
I don't want
There's
my
too
son
many of
getting
them?
into them. Yeah,
You got
I've
them all
got
stuffed in a drawer. They can't breathe in there.
No, they can't. But my son,
Very
he's got all
sorry
my
expression,
doubles.
Patrick.
He's got he's got about 12 of my doubles, and they're scattered all over the house. We found one on a roof the other week. He's only 3 years old, by the way.
Okay.
So he's a destroyer. He is the wrecker. I don't even know if I can bring all these up. Let me see if I can hold these up one sec, so you can see what I'm talking about here. Can the camera see that? There we go.
Oh yeah.
So this whole box is just chock full, as we say here, chock-a-block with Hasbro, WWF, WWE wrestling figures.
I've got a couple of those. There you
This
go.
bad boy is. I checked him out on eBay the other day. It's like $1,000.
No.
Yeah, people were buying them for $1,000.
Flip it, man.
I think I bought mine for 150.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Talk about profit.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I like this guy. He was in the documentary with Jake the Snake. He's all fat and in a wheelchair. He's looking a bit better there.
Oh yeah, when they throw him in the ring.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my
Razor
toy
Ramon.
collection. And now I'm going to be able to add the Cyberfrog and the Salamandroid. God knows where I'm going to put them. I have to put them up high.
Yeah.
I'm
excited for
It's not going to
those.
fit anywhere though. It's too friggin' big.
I'm definitely excited to see the paint job in those. They like Ethan's little prototypes of them. They look really awesome. I'm hoping they look that good. I'm hoping they look better. I mean, like sometimes like prototypes don't look as good as being made in the factory, just because some of the machinery and some of the precision that they could use.
These are the painted prototypes for yours.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
So are you hoping for a better paint job? Are you?
Oh yeah. I mean, the paint job isn't bad on these, but just when a machine is doing them, and then when people are going there and hand painting professionally, that do all of them in a row, it's like they're going to come out really good. So the faces are going to be hand painted, but the symbols on his necklace is actually going to be like a heat stamp. That was some decisions like that we had made. But I actually brought up some other things, if you don't mind me showing.
Yeah, no, of course.
I mean, I know that we're supposed to be talking about comic books, but now you got me distracted on toys.
I invited you on. You come and chat about whatever the hell you want to chat about. It's all good.
So this is our main guy, like kind of a close up picture of him, and you can see some of there's like this putty stuff that kind of holds them together. But these are actually test shots that I received just the other week from China, and you can see how crisp things are, like in his collar and in the chain.
Yeah. It looks amazing, that one. Yep.
Yeah. So this is like what you'd call is like the master copy. Mm-hmm. And they actually send me other copies or other photos of the toy even further along, but I'm not allowed to show them. This is like the master guy that they make the aluminum molds out of.
Right.
And he's basically going to be two colors. He's going to be purple, and he's going to be.
Does that medallion sit on top? Is that removable?
Oh, it's removable. Yeah, it's a chain.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, like the straps, the chain, the guns, like those are all like his accessories. And then he also comes with an extra head that has a hat on it. So he comes with an extra head as well. But yeah, so those are the most recent photos that I have, and he's looking pretty decent so far.
Looks great. It's we've been chatting a little bit about this, the merch, doing the merch early on, and some people are of the opinion that too many people in CG are jumping on the merch bandwagon too quickly. I remember we talked to you about that, and you were like, "This is what I want to do. This is what this is why I'm getting into it." And I thought, yeah, well, I mean, if this is what you want to do, and you can do,
Yeah. Well, I
it's
mean,
friggin' cool.
Yeah. It's like if there's a market for it, then do it.
Yeah.
Like we're going to be reaching out to, because I mean, this is the thing about CG. It has to keep on growing. Like something that is unique in CG is it's not like DC where it's like DC takes a loss like every year and they try to hide it. Like in CG, like we're actually make more money as we're moving along. What I mean by that is this: John Malin made more off of issue 2 of Graveyard Shift than 1, and then 3 was bigger than 2 and 1. Usually in comic books, it's the number 1 that sells the most, and then as you get to 2, it decreases, and as you get to 3, it gets smaller, and you get to 4, it gets smaller. But that's not. There's something weird about CG. It's the opposite. It's like it's getting more and more and more.
Yeah, it's the whole. Here's what I think it is. So, the old model of periodicals that is dying. The kind of the throwaway monthly stories that are kind of cheaply produced, or they were meant to be cheaply produced, and not collecting everything. That's just becoming harder and harder to sustain because people are getting more sophisticated. People want more quality. People do want things to be collectible. We're figuring that out now. What's going on in CG is showing that people really still do want to collect things. And that just old way of doing it, you're exactly right. I mean, the end result being everyone comes out and buys these number 1 issues, and then just bit by bit it just drags away. Whereas if you do it the way we're doing it, where every single campaign is an event, and you attach to it the gamification of it and the fun, and getting the numbers up and everything, people really want to get behind it. And yeah, you're exactly right. Well, you've got to find other ways to grow and expand out.
And one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to kind of reach out to the indie toy community, or like the people that like collectible toys. We're only going to be making 600 of these. There's going to be a purple one, there's going to be a black one, and there's going to be a glow in the dark one. 200 of each color. So it's like, as far as dudes and gals that are into toy collecting, something like this is going to be super attractive to them, especially since the toy actually looks pretty damn good. And there's this whole cult following of like they're called 5 points of articulation figures. So like old like Star Wars, old Kenner figures, like that style of figure. It's actually like there's groups of people that just collect those type of figures. I'm not talking like the Marvel Legends or like the new, Star Wars Black Series. A little bit more of the simple type of figures, but there's a whole cult following of people that love that type of stuff. So like what we're saying is we're going to start making toys and try to bring some of those people into CG and try to get them on the CG, wagon.
These, I mean, I grew with these, but I love this style.
Those are cool.
Sort of the same style as that they did with the Ninja Turtles back in the day too. You get
like already posed
this action. You get this action, and you get this action. But it's sculpted. I love that, and they did that with the turtles as well. Like I never needed anything more than that, and they look cool on your shelf. That's why I collected these. My brother had all the Star Warses that we had from back in the early '80s, but someone came to our house one day and stole them all. That son of a bitch.
Oh wow!
But yeah, well, I totally agree.
So there's something else that we want to play along with that, and that's kind of like the idea of making like variables of stuff too. Like same figure, different kind of board back. So the first board back that you saw, it's just a sketch. Like these are just sketches I'm kind of showing you guys, but the first one was like a G.I. Joe style card back. With this one, this is kind of more of like a superpowers like type of card back, and then we have some other friends of ours, Jim, and some other covers. Like we're doing a Batman 1989 type of card back as well. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to be doing also like a Star Wars style type of card back. So there's going to be 3 bubbles on here. So you see the bubble that Johnny is in, and then in the bubble next to him, he's going to have his extra head, and then in that circle area up at the top, there's going to be a 3rd bubble, and that's going to have a poker chip in it. Because like poker chips are kind of like our thing that we include with everything Johnny Phantasm. So there's going to be a special collectible poker chip up in there.
When I was a kid, Star Wars had that with a coin.
The coin, yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing.
I loved that thing. Yeah, I loved that so much.
And what we're going to do, because some people are nuts, people are going to want to have these packages, but they might not want to open them. Some might want to just keep them. If you sign up for like the pre-sign up, you're going to be able to get a loose poker chip along with your figure. So if you want to add it to your poker chip collection, you don't have to bust open the package. Nice. Because I know some people are going to want that poker chip to kind of put the rest of them. But so yeah, we're kind of keeping with the theme of doing kind of like the throwback thing for right now. The first story happening in 1977, trying to do the superpowers type of thing, and then we're going to be doing a G.I. Joe and a Star Wars type of board back as well, and then maybe even like a He-Man one. Sorry, Leroy.
Leroy, we know Leroy loves He-Man.
Yeah, he loves it with all his heart.
What's this one here?
So that was just a like someone just sent that to me, and it's like, I guess it's like a generator that you can make little figurine or CGI characters. And someone just sent that to me and was like, "Hey, this is pretty cool." And I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like who made that?" But we're actually dabbling with working on a video game situation as we speak. So there hopefully soon you're gonna be seeing Johnny Phantasm in a video game, and then I can be talking about that next time. Yeah.
Another market that is massive that I didn't know anyone has really spoken about much except for Adam Lawson, who does the Kill Journal, is board game or like tabletop or card game. Mm-hmm. That indie scene just is a behemoth. I mean, we were dwarfed by that like crazy. He was telling me that the small campaigns in that space are $1 million.
Yeah. I started hearing about those like I guess it was like maybe like 2010. Like someone was like, "Oh, like I'm doing a Kickstarter for like a role playing game," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like how much how much did you make?" And they told me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Are you serious?" Some serious money over there. So it's like when it comes to crowdfunding, I like hearing stuff like that because it's almost like the pie is infinite. It's like there's so much like that we can do with crowdfunding.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. There's always more people we can find and show off what we're doing and making and just win them over with our amazing charm.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why it's important to like you're saying how like some people were saying that we might be doing too much, that we're doing too much merch or whatever. If you can do it, you can do it. It's like if you can do it successfully and it fits in a good schedule, then there's no reason like not to do it. Especially, like this is our, 1985 is our 3rd campaign. So, we've learned a lot about crowdfunding and fulfillment. I think it's time to kind of start doing other things. And I love people doing like the Hero's Potential or, like Camel Moon doing the animated series, you doing your like animated stuff as well. You did the funny blue whale thing, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw some people were using that on articles and stuff now, that image.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. But I mean, and then, Camel Moon is going to be doing a TV show as well. It's like, it just, it's awesome that we're kind of making this whole like industry. You know, it's like we're making our own separate type of industry.
Mhm.
It's like a break off civilization.
Yeah, Parnell. Part of what he's not telling you that was key to that discussion about too many tchotchkes too soon actually doesn't even apply to you, because it had to do with first campaigns and IPs not being proven yet, or showing what the writer can actually write and how the artwork's going to come out, things like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, there's an epidemic of people crowdfunding comic books that have never made comic books before, or that have never written them, and it's promising too many pages. It's just, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. So I mean, for me, like, I've crowdfunded 3 books that I have not received yet. I'm seeing one in Walmart all the time. But I have 2 other, and they're CG books, and I don't know where they're at. I see the people floating around.
I'm up to 10.
Sending it
Patrick.
to Walmart, that's one hell of a wrong address there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I'm up to 10. So
What's that?
I know what you're feeling. I'm up to 10 books that I've backed that I.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yet,
So I'm very, very skeptical about who I send my money to now. It's like either you like, I have to know that you're a professional and that you've actually made comic books with your hands before, or you've had to fulfill at least one campaign so I can just trust you. There's certain rules. It's a little bit different than the Camel Zong rules, but they're actual rules. And that's one of my rules. There's a couple of them that I just kind of, you have to fulfill. You have to make comics. You have to know how to make comics.
You got a couple of questions here in the chat. Spirit Scar asks, is Johnny Phantasm oversized as in dimensions, or do you mean in page count?
Oh, just in page count, yes.
Page count.
Although an oversized version would be pretty sexy, like a little bit bigger. I was talking with someone about that. I was talking to Adam Post about that the other day. How like the first Ninja Turtles was slightly bigger than a regular comic book.
The problem is a lot of the collectors, they like to have everything uniform. So you might win over some people with how cool it is, but then you might lose some other people. But if it's like an additional thing,
we'll make both.
It could be cool. Make both. Skip Edwards says, asking about the snowball effect between book 1 and now. He's growing 200% every book.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was mentioning before. It's just about doing our first campaign that we did, back in 2018. It was the same time that the first Cyberfrog was going on, and it was right when the first Graveyard Shift was up. We did a small Johnny Phantasm, like a very thin graphic novel that was about 4 issues of what turned out to be much bigger later on. Not 4 issues. It was like 4 ash cans that we put in, and it was still a very thin book, but we tested it out in Indiegogo, and we went on John's show. I was on Ethan's show a little bit, and popped on even Nasser's show. This is how long ago it was. I was on Nasser's show, we did a small number, but it was kind of like us testing the waters to see if we could do it, and we did it pretty well. So we started to work on Johnny Phantasm in 1985, and then when Diamond shut down, I turned to Evan. I was like, let's do some extra pages and let's put out 3 individual issues of the whole first story arc. We'll do it with Peter over there, Alterna, with the printing partnership program. And we pushed it out immediately. Like, it was like the week that Diamond stopped shipping. We were like, let's put this book up, and we really pushed the whole idea of get comics shipped to your door. It was 3 books for $15 to your door. So we really pushed that idea, pushed it, and like what happened with that book was we pre-ordered the books even before we put up the campaign, because we acted quick. So we only ordered 1,500. So we actually had to close the campaign down early because we actually sold out. We sold about 1,300 of them. We kept some of them for just to have for the next campaign. but our numbers doubled from the first campaign that we were just testing the waters in. And again, and this goes out to all these new creators out there. Just think small, like don't do a 60-page book or a 100-page book. Do a 12-page book for like $2,000 just to see if you can fucking do it, and just maybe add that to a story later on. But we started small and we were able to do that. And then we did a slightly bigger one and we were able to do that. And then this campaign is even bigger than the last one. So it's like we've doubled in size every time, just adding a little bit more. Like to be honest, it might be exciting to have a $100,000 campaign, but I'm not sure I want to do that right now. Like I don't want to kind of bite off more than I can chew. I'd rather do this another decent size, smaller campaign. The backers that I'm getting are super loyal. Like they hit me up all the time. Like I'm connecting with people and we're really like enjoying our relationship together. I just want to get a real strong base. Next time, if we can get to 60 or 750 backers, I will be very pleased about that. And then after that, hopefully we'll get to 1,000 backers and then like we'll see where we are as far as, money. But just keep it consistent. I've made comic books before. I've done it professionally. I've made comic books by hand before. I've stapled them before. I've been at the copying machine learning how to print out the pages backwards and feed it into the machine, staple them, cut the paper. Like I've done all this stuff. Like I know how to make comic books. Mm-hmm. So again, just trying to build a solid base and just every time just kind of get more and more cool people to jump on. I don't want this to be a flash in the pan, I don't want just like a quick jump on someone's show. Like I want a slow burn.
Yeah, and as Leroy was just pointing out, look at all this shit you get. Hey, Poland.
Hey, Poe.
What up?
As things grow, would you sorry, Poe, talked over you.
You're fine. Go ahead, Blue.
As things grow, would you in the future still want to fulfill manually yourself, or are you going to switch to a service if it gets big enough eventually? As you chew more and bite off more. Yeah,
I mean that's the age-old question, isn't it? It's like I'm happy doing it in-house because I have my wife here and we kind of just hang out and put on.
You're happy to have your wife do it in-house, you mean?
Yeah. I can keep an eye on her. No, I mean she's only chained to the leg. I mean the chain goes to the bathroom. I'm not a monster,
It's long enough.
No, but like I like hanging out with her, and we put on music and we put the packets together. I've actually put up some time-lapse videos of us just putting stuff together and shipping them out. So like I don't mind it so far. I mean, but fulfilling with John Malin does sound enticing, because I know he knows his stuff. I think after he does Cecil's campaign, it's going to be like him going through boot camp. I think he's going to know a lot about fulfilling. Yeah, I mean, like if I was going to do it, I'd probably do it with John because I trust him. And it is something that's always on the table. But I think for right now, like we're just going to do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking into doing a 32-page campaign next. And thinking of trying out, or at least I'm going to look into what John's offering. Because, I found out on the campaign, this first one, it's about 65-70% in the US. And I kind of promised a whole bunch of different stuff. And, you learn on the campaign. I've got to go through all of these emails and figure out who's getting what. These people are getting a head sketch. These people are getting a sketch card. These people are getting a postcard. These people aren't. It's all mixed up and it's got to be manual because I didn't separate it necessarily for everything.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
So this time around we're gonna be doing the same thing, wife and me, but I'll probably be drawing and she'll be packing. So
and John
it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm interested in seeing what John learns.
I think someone in your position would print somewhere in the US like with Peter, because Peter prints in Oregon, and have that shipped to John's house, and
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And just have everything shipped to John's house, because you would save so much on shipping.
Oh yeah, huge amounts,
Yeah.
because I've got to I've got to have them printed, shipped to me, and then I've got to ship them out individually.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I like to do the same thing, vice versa, because I mean, I had a lot of people hit me up from Australia that were kind of bummed that my prices went up for shipping since the last time. And it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's a small fortune to ship out to you guys. It's like for a $15 book, it costs $25 in shipping, and people are just like, "Wait, what?" I'm just like, it's just the way it is, you know. But you know, like if we could, you know, if I could just print the books over there, you know, like a small run, if we could find a place I could do a small run and just ship them out, that would be great.
Yeah, when we get to, I shipped a 12-ounce book, so that's over a kilo, and it was $27.50.
Ooh.
That's 12 ounces in the envelope, like everything but the postage sticker. So.
It's brutal.
Remind me, Patrick, you do all your colors too, don't you?
Well, actually, so I'm picking up a couple. Well, not picking up, but I'm throwing a couple more projects on my plate right now.
Yeah.
So I actually have a new Italian artist who's doing my coloring. This is all me right here. So these are my colors, right? I'm going to show you real quick what this girl does. My colors. Let's see. If you share my screen now, I have a page that she's colored, and this is her coloring, and it looks like I did it.
Yeah, right on.
So
Nice.
this is actually page 1 from Johnny Phantasm 1985. And then I brought up a couple other extra pages real quick. Not that one. That's something I'm working on. So this is a finished page from 85. I just wrapped this up about a week ago, like before I went on vacation. This is, you know, like something that's interesting about this page, like that I want to point out is, you know, like CG kind of has like this common formula where we do 48 pages. Not everybody, but a lot of people do 48 pages. This is something that happens. 48 pages is an interesting sweet spot because it's less than a regular comic book, which you expect to have sequels with. And it's not quite as big as like a 72-page giant size, you know? So it's like hard to do a complete story. So it's like you really have to get kind of creative. So it's I was actually talking with Shane about this the other night. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know, 18 panels on this page.
Just a few.
Just trying to cram in as much story as we can, you know. Then this is something that I want to share. This is actually
we don't mind if you go over 48. I mean, 52 is legal. You know.
Yeah, no, I know,
I'm doing
but
60.
Okay, we're doing 60. Well, so with Alterna, a lot of people do 48 pages. So if I go and I print with other people that print 48 pages, we all kind of save money because the machine is set up for 48 pages.
Yeah, right.
So I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it there, and then you know I think John does 48 pages as well. This is something Kelsey did the other day. I jammed on it a little bit with him as well. But this is a fun little piece. I think we're going to be using this for a glow in the dark, not glow in the dark, a night or a blacklight poster.
I think Leroy likes it.
So everyone that backs the campaign right now gets this poster.
Nice.
Oh, cool. How big is it? Is it the size of the comic?
No, it's going to be about the comic, but folded twice.
Oh, so massive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I actually think I want to put this on a skateboard for the next campaign if anyone is interested in scooping this up. But yeah, Kelsey did this. He made a short video about it. Some of the things I find interesting about it is he got to his symbol wrong in his necklace. He put a 4-leaf clover instead of a spade, but I love it, so I'm just leaving it. But yeah, I think this piece came out really well. You know, so everyone that backs Johnny Phantasm gets this poster, but there's also a bunch of other things like that you get, like when you back Johnny Phantasm, you get the Garbage Pail Kid trading cards with the Cecil.
I love those things.
With the Cecil poster on the back. So far, everyone gets at least 4 poker chips. And then what else do they get? Well, I mean, that's it. If you back at the lowest tier, you get all those things.
You're getting so many things that he can't even keep track.
Yeah. No, I literally can't. Like
the things.
I totally forgot to update the Indiegogo about the new poker chip, because when we rolled over to 30K, everyone's getting another poker chip. So it's like you get so many poker chips to this. If you signed up early, you got a poker chip. If you, I had a tier on here where you can get these collectible glasses. If you bought those, you got a poker chip. So yeah, it's like this, like one of our things is we like making stuff. Stuff is, makes us happy. Making toys, making T-shirts, making poker chips, making collectible postcards, making trading cards, making pins. So we like making all that stuff. And it's because we like being like a little publisher. It's fun kind of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But did I ever have anything else to bring up? I think that was it. Those couple things. Yeah. That. So again, this is the colors in the new one, done by this Italian gal.
You're just trying to use your time wisely.
Well, so I have a couple projects coming up. I have the toy project coming up, which we already talked about. But I have another secret project coming up that I'm calling Project Superman. And it's a superhero story. We're going to be launching it at the end of January. I have someone awesome doing the covers. This is actually a story that I drew for IDW, but the editor that I was working with got fired. So it's kind of in limbo. And I already have the whole thing drawn. I just need some people to help me ink it and color it. So I reached out to this gal who's going to be doing my coloring with me. And then I reached out to an inker. So I'm actually going to be having an inker now here soon. That's going to be inking about half my stuff. 3 more backers of 500. Sweet.
Do we have 3 heroes? Speaking of heroes, do we have 3 heroes here in the chat? I mean, 1 in 10.
Well, like on the plus side, I'll give my Aussie pitch here.
Do it.
With the $25 tier, I adjust the shipping, so it's slightly cheaper than it was before.
Cool.
I forgot to mention that. So our campaign had 3 phases. We had the first 30, we had the second 30. When we went into In-Demand, I got rid of everything that was in the old campaign, and I uploaded new stuff. So I uploaded a Michael Golden cover. Are you familiar with Michael Golden?
Yep.
Okay. I'll bring up his cover
earlier. I've got it. It's right here.
I have so the one that's up is it's not the correct dressing on it.
Okay. All right. You bring it up.
I'll bring it up.
Spirit Scar says a superhero story called Superman. If that
no. Well, it's a working title, and it's called. We're calling it Project Superman. Because it's kind of I'll be honest, I'm stealing a little bit from John Malin with his Project Thundar. It's his story is not called Project Thundar. Our story is not going to be called Project Superman. This is what we're calling it for fun. So this is going to be the correct dressing. There might be a couple more tweaks, but this is what the book is going to be looking like.
I carved my first pumpkin the other week.
Oh, really?
The first pumpkin I ever carved. Yeah, we're Halloween's sort of becoming bigger and bigger thing here.
Oh, it's not a big thing there?
It never was when I was a kid, but ever since we had kids, we've been really enthusiastic about it. We love dressing up and having all that fun stuff, and the kids are loving it. Unfortunately, they won't be able to do it this year because of the lockdown. But so we're doing it at home, and as part of that was I carved a pumpkin. It looks actually pretty similar to what you've got down there, or what Michael has down there, except mine has a nose, although it's rotten now. I didn't realize they don't last very long.
Well, it's toasty there, right? Isn't it like summertime?
It's getting into it. Yeah, it's starting to get toasty.
Yeah.
It's spring or something. Getting into summer. I mean, it's not that hot here, but even so, I think I kind of weaken. It's starting to droop a little bit. the grin is looking a bit floppy.
Well, that's when it starts to look good, you know. That's,
Yeah.
that's when at night you have to light it and start taking some reference pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, like I was saying, like the first half of our campaign, we had my cover was up, and then when we went to Indaman, we got rid of all the old stuff and we put up all new stuff. Something new that we were trying, as far as trying to keep a campaign interesting. It seems like a campaign has, by the structure of it, it has two lives. It has the first 30, then it has the second 30. And then it kind of goes into like this limbo where, it can kind of go in waves, I actually like John's, his concept of only going for 2 months and that's it, something that we're trying here, and we're going to try with Project Superman and also Johnny Phantasm Extreme 93, which is the next book. We're going to do the 1 month, 2 month, and then 3 month done. It's very hard to always be in campaign mode. I tip my hat to Ethan to be able to do it, to always be, like doing the salesman thing.
I think that's kind of his personality, though.
Yeah. It's great. It's perfect for him. But for me, I kind of gotta have like a second to breathe. Taking a couple of weeks off is nice. When our campaign, after we relaunched with the Michael Golden cover, I went on a short vacation up north to Maryland and did some family stuff. It was very nice to decompress. Now I'm back, I'm ready to kind of do like the last, at the time it was like the last like 3 weeks of the campaign, but I'm ready to wrap it up. And then we're going to take about 4 weeks off. And then on Black Friday, we're going to be launching the toy campaign. Do you know what Black Friday is, Michael?
Yeah, it's the sale thing, isn't it? It's like,
I wasn't sure if that was like an American thing that we do over here.
Anything you guys do eventually trickles down over here as well. So we do.
So like we have this whole thing planned out for the next year, and then like I said, then we have Project Superman, and then we have the conclusion of this, or not conclusion, but the continuation of this, which is going to be called Johnny Phantasm Extreme 93.
Sounds great.
I thought it'd be 1995.
What's that?
I thought it'd be Johnny Phantasm 1995.
No, we're doing things in, I think it's 7-year increments. Okay. And then also it's kind of like Extreme as in Extreme Studios. And that's kind of like around like 93 was like, I think like a real pinnacle point for them. So like the whole next comic book is going to be done, me drawing it, but it's going to be like me trying to draw like Extreme Studios.
So then it's 2000.
Lots of action, lots of little feet, like a fun cover, too. Like I have someone doing the cover that
you need to get a Dan Frager cover.
I'd like to, but I guess I have to ask him first. But like everyone is so busy already. It's like it's so hard to kind of get anyone to jump on something.
Yeah.
That's why we kind of reached out to Michael Golden, who isn't necessarily. Oh, there you go. That was good.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah. That's your first one, huh?
Classic.
It was a lot easier than what I thought it would be. I thought it would be quite difficult.
The hard part is scooping all the guts out.
Yeah. I got my wife to do that.
Man, so you got a maid over there.
Oh, everyone knows that. She's out there mowing the lawn, cleaning the gutters. She makes the dinner. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm in here drawing the comics. So it's 50-50, right?
Michael doesn't even have a chain anymore.
He doesn't have a chain anymore. Just a collar.
Are you going to continue with Johnny Phantasm throughout the years? Or are you
so the conclusion of the story arc is going to be called Johnny Phantasm 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be available. It's going to be like what it's going to be. It's going to be a graphic novel with everything from 1977 all the way to 2001. But you're also going to have the option to buy the floppy with it as an add-on. So for everyone that bought all the individual issues that want the complete their floppy collection, they can have a floppy. But yeah, we're gonna do Johnny Phantasm 2001. It's gonna be a nice, big, thick graphic novel. Most of it will be done already because we've already done 77, 85, and 93. We just gotta wrap it up at 48 more pages, and it's gonna be a nice, thick graphic novel. And I'm predicting maybe, well, obviously not this Christmas, but hopefully we can have that available maybe Black Friday the following Christmas. Like we'll be able to have that up.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
book of the year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what we're trying to do right now is, going into this game, like I didn't really do a whole lot of comic book work. I did a couple covers for Ninja Turtles or for Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man. I did some work for Wizards of the Coast, but I wasn't like all over the comic book scene. So, I know that I had to start at the bottom. I just couldn't jump in there and just be like, I had to expect a lot of people to know me. So like,
that's why you joined Comicsgate, to start at the bottom with us.
No. Well, actually, like the reason why I started Comicsgate was because the editor I was working with at Archie, he went to DC, and when he went to DC, he asked me if I wanted to come and do some covers for him. So I was like, absolutely. I did a series of like 15 different covers or thumbnails for Action Comics. Mm-hmm. I did all my employee information. I did all my direct deposit information with DC, and I was all set to go. I was just waiting for an assignment. This is in 2016. Then I made a mistake of posting on Facebook how I was a Democrat voting for Donald Trump. I never heard from the guy again. He blocked me on Facebook. I tried to confront him at a convention, and he saw me coming and basically just ran. And that was around the same time that I heard the whole John Malin story with the situation that he was going through with at Marvel. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was just like I sent out a friend request to John on Facebook, and I always kind of like kept an eye on what he was doing. Then I came across Ethan's show, going over Star Wars stuff, and it's made me laugh. I'm from New Jersey, so like his accent kind of reminded me of a lot of my like relatives and friends from Jersey.
I missed the pin videos on the iPads.
Oh yeah. And then it was weird because then him and John Malin got hooked up, and then I was like I kind of like know and follow both those guys. And then I heard their stories, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, something very similar happened to me, and I kind of just I just let it go. I was just like, I guess this is the way it is. I was having issues like dealing with editors as well, like especially at IDW. Like when I did the Turtles covers for IDW, I was hired to do 4 covers. The editor I was working with was like a complete idiot, younger than me, no art degree, no editorial degree like that I was aware of. And he like, just for example, out of the 16 versions I did of the cover, he sent my first version to print by accident. It was a JPEG. He sent a JPEG to print. Not only did he do that, it was in stores before I got paid for it. So it was the wrong cover in stores, and I hadn't got paid for it. And I fucking flipped out on him. And I started to realize that these editors are just fucking idiots. And I could like, none of them had art degrees. They were all these limp-wristed men that just didn't know anything about comic books. They majored in gender studies or political science. And then I would go and talk to these editors or have these email discussions with them, and I would just realize that they were just morons. Mm-hmm. So again, another reason why I kind of realized that there was something wrong with the comic book industry, and why I'm also Comicsgate.
We're happy to have you too.
You do know I was kidding about coming to the bottom.
No. Well, I like people hearing my story.
Yeah, that is interesting though, and I mean, I almost want to go find your covers from IDW just to,
I want to see the printed JPEG.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Did it look any good? Was there?
It didn't pixelate or anything. It's just here. I'll see if I can find it. Actually, I might have it on my Photoshop. I can open it up. So in the first version that I did, I didn't draw the handle to Raphael's sigh. Okay. Now, this was my first pass. You know what I'm saying? Like
for the editor to look at and say, "Hey, you didn't draw the handle to the side."
It's exactly what I
Send
said
it
to him.
print.
I said, you can quote me on this. I said, you're the fucking editor. I'm like, your one job is to make sure this thing is okay before it goes out, you know? And I didn't hear from him after that. You know what's funny?
See, yeah.
So here, like, I actually fixed it for my own portfolio. I don't think I even have a real version of it. Is this you showing it or me?
This is you showing it.
Okay. So here, it's like here you can see it, but like I actually went back just to have in my own possession the handle the size here, but on the printed version, there's no handle here. So here's something else I want to show you. So you see their faces? Nickelodeon, because I had to talk closely with the guys at Nickelodeon on this. They had to send me ways to correct it, you know, like because I wasn't getting the turtles on model. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
And again, totally fine. You know, it's like just tell me what I have to do and I'll fix it. This was the final version of it that, and you see, I don't know if you can see, but their faces are much different.
Yeah.
I'll click back here in a second, but this was the one that was supposed to go to print, and so that's the one that was supposed to go to print. That's the one that was sent to print.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
And it's like you can see definitely Raphael's head. Like I don't mind this Raphael head, but this is kind of like out of my imagination. This is kind of how I would draw it. This is how they looked in the animated TV show. So it was when I wrote the editor after the cover and after this whole incident, I'm like, so you know, when are we doing the second cover? And he's like, oh, you're off the project. And I was just like, why? And he's like, well, Nickelodeon wasn't really happy that the wrong cover came out. I'm like, that was your fucking problem. I was like, you did that. I'm like, that was you. That wasn't me.
Oh
and he's like,
God.
yeah, well, you know, blah blah blah. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot, you know. And so it's like stuff like that. Like stuff like that, like just kind of.
Cat just knock over one of your He-Man?
No. I would have moved much quicker. He knocked over the spray bottle. his arch enemy.
Hey, who's your favorite turtle?
You know, like as a kid, I liked Michelangelo, of course. Later on, you know, when in my early 20s, I think Leo was my favorite, but now I think Ralph is my favorite.
Nice. One for each.
People have been saying Michelangelo is still their favorite. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I just don't see the appeal. I was always Donatello ever since I was 8 years old, and I still am.
What was interesting about this series,
I
I liked this series because although the turtles are similar in size, they slightly have different shapes. Like Donatello was a little bit taller. Michelangelo and Leo are actually the same body, just different skin colors and different length bandanas. And then Raphael was like a little bit shorter and a little bit stockier. Yeah, it's interesting. They sent along this huge like Bible of how the animated show is supposed to look. So I had to like stick close to it. But again, yeah, it's unfortunate that and it sucks because, you know, I've seen some people get fired from IDW, and it hasn't been this guy. You know, it's just a shame.
Skip Edwards is saying, I hope Joe Albino, that's my editor, doesn't point out any of my artistic errors. I shared an artistic error just earlier on Twitter if you want to see that. I was doing, when I draw, I just draw it in inks because I'm doing digital, so I just kind of go straight to the inks and then just treat the inks like a pencil, you know, and just erase them and undo and all that kind of stuff. And so I go through pretty quickly the first time round. Hang on, where is it? And, you know, things just kind of happen. And I was drawing the other day. And I'm like, all right, yeah, there's some things I want to change. And I was looking over the hand, and I was like, what the hell is going on with that finger? This one right here.
It's very suspect.
Something about
Uh,
Michael and hands, you know.
There's something about me and hands. I don't know what it is, but I think this guy's got it right. So I very quickly deleted that. It shall forever henceforth be known as penis finger. Yeah, I don't know. It was like that's it. I was trying to do a hand. I don't know why. Do a finger that's only bent from this knuckle here, which they don't do.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And like that, you need both knuckles to bend. So I was trying to do like a foreshort, and I was like, "What was I thinking? Oh my god!" So yeah, I fixed that one up. But yes, Joe will
Hands,
be looking
hands are
for
the worst.
penis fingers.
Hands are the worst. It's like one of the rules about hands. I feel it's like less is more. You know, if you just get the shape of it right instead of trying to fiddle around with the knuckles and stuff like that. I like Vignola hands.
I'm learning that, yeah. Well, but the problem is I'm going, the style is kind of realistic, so I have to kind of balance it out, and it's an ongoing process. But as long as the final product is good, Mo says I'd call it a finger bang. Leroy has accused us of doing a horrible stream. It looks like we haven't gotten you to 500 backers, so I will hang my head in shame for the rest of the day.
Oh,
but I'm sure you're going to be reaching the 500 by Friday. See,
I'm fairly certain we're going to make it. Everyone's been really supportive. And then, also a lot of people in this chat, I know them, they already have it.
That's true.
So it's like I can't get upset at it because everyone got us this far. But I totally know what's going to happen. I think Shane and I are going to be having a closing out stream like that night, and we're going to be going over some stuff and talking about new projects, and I think we'll get there for sure.
I agree. Yes, I'm being shamed by Leroy. Thank you.
Thank you, shame Leroy. And eternal shame.
Well, guys, just before I closed out, I also wanted to remind everyone that there's a project that we saw a long time ago. It looks like it's launching in November. It's called Sovereign Wolf Clan Destiny, and the guy, what's his name? Eddie has been sharing some art on Twitter, and it looks freaking amazing. I just want to show it. Just stunning stuff.
Oh,
I think he's got a couple of Brazilians down there working for him, and it's ink, but it kind of has this painterly vibe to it, just with the colors and the way the inks are done. It's really cool stuff. So keep an eye out for that one in
that's cool.
November. Yeah, that's like a real Black Panther.
How do they like a werepanther? Yeah, what's I think the reason why it looks painterly is because all the brush strokes are like, it looks like some type of dry brushing.
Yeah.
How do they get all these different tints and shades on it without making the overcook mistake that you point out, Michael?
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's a perfect marriage of the line art and the coloring. It really is fantastic. I think I'm going to play that guy's trailer when we close out the stream. Very cool stuff. All right, guys. The hour is up. Hour and 15 minutes. That's all right though. I'm not working today, so it's all good. I'm just drawing. Felix says this looks cool. Yeah, it absolutely does. Thank you so much, Patrick, for coming out and hanging out with us. I hope you had fun. I know I did.
You need to get up early and come on my show on a Sunday.
I know. I will. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to go to bed extra earlier. Go to bed before my kids, maybe.
just think about how much drawing you'll get done. After we're done, you will already be up. Fired up.
Yeah, totally. And Blue and Poland, thanks for joining as well.
Sure.
Of course, always to the sexiest chat in CG. Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys before and during the show, every time. And we will see you tomorrow with another show. Maybe it'll be a guest. Maybe we'll be having a discussion. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but we'll see you then. All right, guys. Bye.